The DLC for Elden Ring Nightreign is releasing December 4th of 2025. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it and I'll play it through once and then we'll go over everything you may have missed.
Bring an end to it ourselves. Curse this dreglord.
The aftermath of the long night. I suppose it must be fate at work again.
Now let's go over everything you may have missed and take a look at some more information posted by PlayStation right after. Already here, there looks to be a new skywalks which ties into one of the new bosses that's coming to the game. This looks to be part of the new Shifting Earth, which we'll look at further in the trailer. The person speaking here, if you haven't seen the previous leaks, is the Scholar, one of the new Nightfarers, and we even have a first look at the Dreglord right here. There's the new Shifting Earth, which looks to be massive. We have the castle we saw Iron Eye fighting in earlier up in the back over here. A church in the bottom right, or no, that may be, yeah, that's a big church it looks like, and then a massive crystal in the middle, which looks to go quite deep down, so maybe some crater type of stuff happening here, so there's maybe some areas that we can explore down there. This is one of the new Nightfarers, the Undertaker. One of the new Nightfarers, and it's a hammer and mace using character by the looks of it. And hammers were leaked, but there is some people saying that she may be using maces as well. And she used the character skill to dive into the enemy here. Now, this was a character we didn't know as much about in the leaks, so not sure if this is her regular character skill, trance mode, or if it's her ultimate blink stage. But I'd be willing to side with blink stage just because of that movement. Then we have the Scholar here, who right here seems to have used the ultimate joint chain, which links enemies together since they all got that white glow to them. And then he attacks one of the enemies with his primary thrusting sword class. And if you look carefully, it seems to have damaged the other enemies around him further. Like this one drops to his knees. And also in the background, there's a red, like, crimson cosmic glow, which is probably tied to the Dreglord skybox. This is something a lot of you may have missed, but this is the like Limville map, and there's like bushes and stuff here. So this could be Gladius as a field boss. So it probably shows up as an event similar to Augur and Sanity and Pest. There may be other bosses showing up as Nightlords showing up as field bosses, but I know some are siding on the fact that they even saw Gaping Jaw in the early trailer, but he's not in the game. So maybe he's being added now to the field bosses as well. And then here we have Guardian diving down onto the Divine Beast Dancing Lion. which is the first boss in the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC from Elden Ring. Most likely in the new Shifting Earth, unless it's a totally new POI. Should be interesting to see. And then we have a first look at the other new boss, which has an insanely nice design. Seems to be multiples of it, and if it's anything like the Libra NPC fight, I know it's gonna get a lot of hate. And then we have Artorias, which is a Dark Souls boss, and a skin you can actually wear as Wilder, so maybe many of you probably recognize that. It's gonna be cool to fight this guy as a mini him. And then finally ending off here with the Dreglord, which seems to have wings, and some are even saying that he was holding some type of staff, but honestly, I don't see the staff part. Maybe some of you can depict that. And that basically concludes the trailer, but there's more info we still need to look at on the images from the Steam page of the DLC and a blog posted by PlayStation. So here, yeah, it's saying December 4th, and then 2 additional Nightreigns, 2 additional bosses, and the additional Shifting Earth. So let's move on to the Steam page. And we have another image of the dancing lion here. The skybox from the Dreglord. And then forgot the name of this troll that's just behind the scholar here. And then the Undertaker right in this image right here. And then another image of the new Shifting Earth. And then finally the other boss. And then if we head over to the PlayStation website. So Elden Nightreign the Forsaken Hollows DLC launches December 4th on PS5 and PS4. So, featuring 2 new playable characters and 2 new formidable bosses. Thank you for checking out Elden Ring as the clock ticks. Okay, so the base game of Elden Ring Nightreign has had several updates since release, including enhanced bosses in the form of Everdark Sovereign and the high difficulty Deep of Night. We're now pleased to announce the Forsaken Hollows DLC, which will be released next month, December 4th. And then we have some of the images here again. The DLC will feature 2 new playable characters, 2 new formidable bosses, and then the trailer here. And then looking at the actual Nightfarers themselves. So, the Scholar and the Undertaker. This is the Scholar right here. We were looking at him earlier. An academic who walks the lands between, boosting impressive arcane levels. And he gains incredible advantages through battlefield observation. And then the Undertaker here. An abbess who is mandated to slay the Nightlord, boosting impressive strength and faith. She sends enemies to the afterlife with ruthless efficiency. Kind of see she's holding a crossbow there. Not sure if that has anything to do with it. The new threats. So 2 new bosses tormenting Limveiled. And then the actual Shifting Earth. We have the first look at the new name, the Great Hollow. A great cavity in the depths of Limveiled, the hollow is strewn with exotic ruins and temples, sacred towers denoting the remains of ancient people, and crystals that exclude a cursed, life-draining miasma. If you purchase the Forsaken Hollow DLC prior to its release, you will receive the Elden Ring Nightreign digital art book and mini soundtrack. We hope you consider adding these to your collection. We hope you look forward to more adventures and then just some extra stuff that you might be getting with it. And that's all we have for the new DLC. So let me know your thoughts below, and as always, be sure to like and subscribe for more Nightreign news.